Hi everybody, welcome again to another episode of Fish Keeping Jamaica. Welcome to my channel. Well, this video have more than one different direction, so I not even know what to call it. However, I will stick with giant duckweed versus denser plant. Okay, so first and foremost, right, I have actually been able to get my giant duckweed to actually spread through the entire surface of my Jack Dempsey 250 gallon tote pond, right? I've also removed some of the giant duckweeds from the pond, and I've actually placed it into some of my smaller pond and also within my Mbuma pond, right? Mbuma 250 gallon tote, right? I shared with you a few days ago where in which I made what you call a feeding ring, right? Now this feeding ring is built different from the ones in which I'm about to show you in a bit, in which it is very high. And the reason why it is built very high, when I say high, I mean like the sides are high. The reason why I build it so high, I ensure that it's about an inch and a half in thickness, you know, from the surface upward, is that when these Jack Dempseys are being fed, the feed in itself will actually, because they are so aggressive when feeding, the feed will actually fly, and I don't want any feed to actually fly on top of the giant duckweed. The feed will actually rot and give problems later on, and the fish within itself will not be able to get at the feed, so therefore that will cause water pollution in after a while. Okay, so that's the reason why I build it so high, right? This feeding ring is going on good for me. See, I have built it that high, about 2 inches, and yet still I have this is some of the pellets that I've actually fed them, that have actually flew from inside here to the top, right? If it was a flat feeding ring, if the feeding ring was as flat as this one, right, the feed would have actually been what do you call it now, catapult all around the place, because this is about less than half inches in thickness, right? So when I place the feed here, my Mbuma cichlid will just come up and they will actually consume, because they mostly feed flakes right now because they are small in size, right? So this is my my pond for my Mbuma cichlid. As you can see, it is also covered with giant duckweed. Now, a thing to note is that I actually took the giant duckweed from my Jack Dempsey pond, a few buckets of that, right? And my Jack Dempsey pond is practically pushing out new giant duckweed, right? Now, the thing what I love about the giant duckweed is that it doesn't allow for algae to actually, and when I talk about algae, I'm talking about this type of algae, right? If you can see good on the screen, you will see my denser plant, right? My denser plant is actually wrapped up into, I don't know if you would call this string algae or what, but this is a form of algae, right? Which is giving me problem throughout my ponds going down. So what I've actually done is to remove some of the denser. I'm not removing all, because denser, unlike some plant that you keep within your aquarium space, denser in comparative to other plants, it produces a lot of oxygen in the water in which a fish actually use, right? So although I've actually blanketed some of the ponds in which I have with giant duckweed, right, I also have a few amount of denser within the systems. Now the thing about it is that with the giant duckweed blanketing the top of the small ponds, I should see a reduction in the type of algae that exists. The type of algae that exists on the denser Eldora denser plant. Right, this is my mosquito fish pond, and they kind of like the whole algae thing, but I don't think it's good for them, in the sense that after a while what will happen is that they will actually get trapped in the algae, can't move, and they actually drown, Yeah, man, fish can drown. All right, so that's my main mission for the next couple of months, to actually get some uh, giant duckweed placed on the top of my ponds, which should actually reduce the instances of my denser plant being covered with um, different types of algae, whether it be algae like this, right, at the siding, or will it be algae like what I just showed you a while ago. Now, looking at this is my, I think, what's in this plant, this bucket. I think I have some Malaran peacocks in this, and I have some juvenile jaguar cichlids in this one. Beneath the beneath the giant duckweed are a few pieces of denser plant which should thrive, although it is being I call it blanketed by giant duckweed, but they should get amount of sunshine that, you know, allow it to grow, right? However, the sunshine, or should I say the light, should limit the amount of algae that is actually wrapping up the denser plant. Now, this is a pond in which I'm having a different type of algae, right? This algae floats at the top. I think it probably might even be the same, but no, it's different, right? It actually floats at the top, right? And it's giving me problem, and I am trying my best to actually manage this by covering the pond. And in a few days time I should be placing some amount of giant duckweed on the top. My denser is there, but at the same time some of it is being covered by the algae, right? But with the covering, what it does, it limits the amount of light in the pond, and you know, things are working out. Now, this is a pond in which I've just actually added new soil. I've added new plants. I have added I think I have added my koi suit tail in this pond, and it should give me some amount of fries in a few days time, right? And as soon as the fries do come to fruition, I will move them to a different space, right? In this pond I have probably about 6 chromite cichlid fries, and they are doing well. So what I found is that when I do use a mixture of denser along with giant duckweed, my ponds are a little bit healthier. Not a little bit, they are a lot healthier, one, and I don't have to do that amount of water change because of the water, how the water look, right? The plants actually uses the nutrients, so that is like a mutual exchange between the plants and the fish. Now, I placed some fries into this pond a few weeks ago, and the fries have actually been growing, and in some instances I've actually seen some baby fish, so it seems as if they have been multiplying. Okay, so thank you very much for stopping by, guys. It has been a pleasure sharing what's going on my my little experience here in Jamaica as far as keeping fish is concerned. These are my chromites. I'm growing these out. Hopefully when they reach a particular size, probably the size like those big ones, I will actually sell them, right? But I don't think I'm interested in selling the small one. Alright, okay, so bye bye for now. Catch you next time. Peace out. Cool.